guys, it's Annemarie, and today I'm going to be filming a question and answer video for you guys. I'm wearing my kimono for Coachella weekend, even though I'm not going to Coachella. Really don't have any plans to go to Coachella. It's very expensive. So what I did was I asked you guys to ask me questions on my vlog channel. So these are all coming from there. If you guys want to participate next time, go subscribe to my vlog channel. Go subscribe to it anyways, because I post a lot on my vlog channel. Okay, Alan Zhang says, I understand that you are very studious, but why don't you go out to more frat parties or parties in general? Is it just that SE is very hard, or do you just not drink? I am what you would call a grandma. I'm pretty introverted, so it takes a lot of energy for me to go out, but I'm not like opposed to going out. It's just something that takes like a ton of energy for me. What job do you want after you graduate, and what kind of business degree are you pursuing? My major is business administration, and I do not know what type of concentration that I'm going for as of right now. I feel like I'm more of an entrepreneur type, so like having my own business or something, or working with like a social media platform. I work for a company called Style Hall, or I work under. It doesn't really benefit me in a lot of ways. It's just like the network that I'm a part of, but I feel like that's a really fascinating industry. Is there anything you regret not doing in high school? My biggest regret in high school is not applying for more scholarships, especially for USC. I actually missed the deadline for like the major scholarships. I had no idea that I was coming to USC when I was applying. And I also wish I took more AP tests and like IB tests, because I took 11 IB/AP classes, but I didn't think that the credits were important to take, so I really didn't take any tests. In some schools it doesn't really matter, but at USC it really helps you out like in terms of like registering for classes, and you can like waive some classes. So I would recommend like take those things seriously, apply to as many scholarships as you can, just be on top of things, especially for your last 2 years of high school. Okay, so this one got 4 thumbs up. This is not to be offensive, but since you got admitted to USC, I take it you're probably really smart and hard worker. I'm assuming you did really well in high school from what you show us. That seems to have changed in college. I know that college may be harder, but is it really that much harder, or are you trying less? Again, not to be taken offensively. Alright, so I don't take your comment offensively. So I did really well in high school, and I didn't do that badly in college. I may make it seem like I did pretty badly, but my like average is like a B. So like it's not terribly, but it's not like the A that I'm used to from high school. I think I'm just someone who takes a really long time to adjust to things. First semester, for some reason I got sick a lot, and I was just really unhappy. I don't know, it might have been because I was sick all the time. I didn't really make a lot of friends. I was kind of isolated. So I was just like not super happy my first semester, and it just took a really long time for me to get adjusted. This semester, I'm a lot happier, and I feel like I'm adjusting really well, and I have more friends, and I'm just like a lot more, just like in general, a lot happier. And obviously, if you're not happy where you are, you're not going to perform at your best. But there's a huge difference between high school and college. Like high school, I could basically trick my way into getting really good grades. For example, if I had a test and I wasn't prepared, I just didn't have to go to school and I can make it up later. In college, you can't do that. What made you decide that you wanted to become a YouTuber, and why did you start when you did? I spent a lot of time watching other YouTubers, so I know that when I was watching as a middle schooler or a freshman, or like maybe even before that, I looked up to the people that I watched so much. Like they were my role models in life. Like I was just like, I really want to be like this person that I was watching. So I'm really not meaning to be offensive or like throw anyone under the bus when I say this, but a lot of YouTubers who are like in the beauty community don't like, they try to be relatable, but a lot of them just aren't, because once they get big on YouTube, they make a big enough living to not have to go to college, because they can just spend all their time making YouTube videos. And then they're giving you guys tips on like how to do really well in school, where like they don't even go to school. I just found it like super misleading, and I felt like I could be a good role model to other people. Like I wanted to be the role model that those girls were to me, and say, hey, I'm a YouTuber, I'm going to school, and everyone else can too. My goal for this channel was really to be like a positive role model, because I've just always wanted to be someone that could be a role model. I feel like that doesn't really make sense. Like your goal in life is to be a role model, like for what? So that's why I started my YouTube channel. And I'm not sure if I'm doing a very good job of that, but that's what I'm working towards every single day. Every video. That was real deep. Gotta move on to a different question now. Ashley Lee, since you are from Alaska, was it frightening to move to LA? How did you deal or cope with it? Was it easy or to feel like you belong there? Sorry, I just like totally could not read that. I honestly was actually pretty worried about this. I thought it was going to be really hard for me to adjust to such a big city, but I actually really love LA. I love the food. I love how you can go pretty much to like 5 different places all in one city, like Santa Monica, Hollywood. I'm not from here, so I don't know all the names. But yeah, so you can just go to a ton of different places. It's just like there's so much stuff you can do here. What's one thing you're proud about yourself that you have done in life? Also, you replied to me on Snapchat and Instagram, and I just want to say thank you for that. You're welcome, T. Sandy. I love Snapchatting, you guys. If you guys want to follow me on Snapchat, it is Annemarie.Chase, and my Instagram is AnnemarieChase without a dot. So what is one thing that I'm really proud about myself? One of the things that I'm proud of is that I'm like a really hard worker. So like while I might not be like the smartest person or like the most time efficient person or just like the best person, I am pretty sure like I can outwork like a lot of people just because I know that hard work can get you places even if you're like not the best of the best. Anyways, this is a really deep question and answer. Have you ever been to Korea? Can you tell us about your connection with your Korean roots, like language, food, visits? Do you plan to go there at all during/after college? That is a good question. I have been to Korea. I actually have a Korea vlog on my channel, my main channel, about that. I don't speak the language. Apparently I did when I was younger, and my parents didn't like want to force me to learn the language, and I guess they put me in like Korean classes, but we didn't learn much. I'm considering taking it here at USC, but it might conflict with my minor that I'm trying to take, which I don't really know what it is yet, but it's something to do with technology. I sound so confused right now. I actually went to Korean barbecue almost every single weekend, and then before I went to China, I puked up a ton of Korean barbecue and got a fever, so I stopped going since then, which is probably good for my health. Visits. So actually, I'm like announcing this right now. I am going to be in China this summer for an internship that I got through my GLP class that I went to China with. So I will be in China for like 8 weeks this summer. I don't know where yet because they're placing us there themselves. So I'm not sure where I'll be, but I will be in China. And apparently it's really easy to just take flights to different places in Asia. So I actually really want to go to Korea for like a weekend or a week after my internship. So yeah, I want to go to Korea when I'm in China. Oh, this is a good question. Sophie Eleanor asks, what is it like being an interracial child? How has being mixed influenced your life? A lot of people ask what I am. I'm a quarter Finnish, like Irish, English, that type of stuff. So my dad's like a white guy. My mom is Asian, she's Korean. A lot of like my white friends, especially at like college, they think I'm just full Asian. And then a lot of my Asian friends think I'm like full white. So technically you don't really fit into either of those groups. Like granted, like this is not actually a huge deal. I have like a pretty diverse group of friends. But sometimes there's like a little bit of a barrier, like with like racism, like white friends like being a little bit racist with like Asians, and then Asians being like racist against whites. I don't know, it's not a huge deal, but it's like a little bit of an identity crisis. I was just like, it's not a big deal, but then identity crisis is a big deal. There are people who feel like they don't really understand you because I'm like Asian or something. What do you use to edit your videos? Final Cut Pro X. Any tips for travelers going to China? I found your blog super helpful on my upcoming trips, but just in general, is there any one thing you would tell someone planning on going to China soon? Interesting. One thing that you can do is haggle, so you can bargain the prices and markets. You should learn some basic Chinese phrases. I did not do this. I really just hung out with people who spoke Chinese, but I'm sure it'd be really beneficial. And cab drivers do not really speak English, so it's really hard to get around if you don't speak Chinese or Mandarin. So I'm not sure if those are tips or just obstacles, but yeah, learn some basic phrases. Do you miss high school? Would you go back if you could? No, I do not miss high school, and I would not go back. What's your biggest advice to incoming college freshmen? I would say you should try to stick with who you are and don't change too much, because if you change your personality or if you change like what you do in an extreme way, it's not going to be normal for you, and you're either going to regret it or just realize that it's not like a sustainable lifestyle. That is an extremely vague statement or piece of advice, but don't like stray from who you really are and like what your values and morals are. Yeah, so I think that is going to be my last question. Thank you guys so much for asking me questions. I think I sent this out. I got 100, like almost 200 comments in less than 12 hours. So that's pretty crazy. If you guys want to participate in the next one, go subscribe to my vlog channel. If you guys want to see my China adventures, I vlogged everything, so go check them out. My next video will be up next week, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye! How did you find it going to such a huge state school?
Well, we're not a state school. We're private, which I think makes a huge difference. I almost went to Berkeley, and like that would have been